Now looking at this, maybe I could have made the ears a little bit wider, but it's the thickness that is a bit much. You have to like really bend it and then it works out. So sometimes that's the problem with worsted weight yarn, the thickness is something. Alright, so that's one ear. Let's make 2 ears. So again with our brown, let's see. Clover says, when I bust out the Christmas box this year, I should take pics and post to Instagram. Yeah, and I wouldn't mind seeing it as well. I know, I shudder at the Christmas box. I'm never ready for Christmas. Alright, so starting from the top, chain 2, 3 single crochet. Hopefully this should go faster since I've worked this out. We're going to increase around. Alright, and now this is where I add my stitch marker because that's the extent of my counting. Clover, do you happen to have a favorite season? Or even a holiday? That's valid. I love summer too. And I'm not, I guess, too much into the spooky aspects of Halloween, but I love a great like Halloween party, costume party as an excuse to like cosplay. You can be like, hey, you can cosplay year round, but I don't know. Halloween feels different. It's silly and it's great. Ooh, splitting the yarn. Heck. There we go. Let's see. You also say summer for swimming and Halloween. That's valid. My main enjoyment of summer is just not needing a coat and being able to be like, yes, I can just walk out with simply like my clothes and my purse and like that's it, instead of being like, all right, I need my coat, I need my scarf, I need my gloves, I need my boots. It's like it's nice not having to feel like I have to dress for war when it's time to leave the house. And until I started experiencing issues, with like having low arches. I like definitely treasured wearing flip flops as shoes and just like being free. And also, like, summer's like the best season for barbecue, which I've come to realize like barbecue and salmon are like my favorite. Like, specifically teriyaki salmon are so like my favorite foods. Could never get tired of those two separately, not together. All right. Think I have instructions to like, yeah. So now we want to actually change to the black. Does your daughter share your love of Halloween? Because honestly, some kids' costumes are pretty great. And it's a good time to like have memories because I remember my favorite Halloween costume as a child was when I was uh, Queen Amidala for Halloween because Star Wars: The Phantom Menace had come out when I was in the third grade, and my mom even let me use her red lipstick for the costume, and I had like a pretty sick headpiece. It was great. Halloween is also the best season for candy. Easter candy is terrible because I find that a lot of those chocolate bunnies are like Palmer chocolate, and I swear that company doesn't put actual chocolate. It's just like brown candy with food coloring. Like it tastes bad. It's a toss up actually between some Valentine's Day chocolate and Easter chocolate, where I'm like, what is this? But yeah, Halloween, it's like everybody's candy that they know and love, just spooky um, looking. You know what? Spoiled only children unite. Well, I can't say anything because you know that I've mentioned a brother, but you know, there's a 16-year gap between us, so I appreciated being the only child. It was actually quite the adjustment getting used to like having somebody that's literally like flesh and blood and a sibling, whereas I feel like, you know, because my brother doesn't know a reality where I didn't exist, he like definitely settled into be like, hey, I can point to you and say you're my sister and this is how it works now, whereas like I had almost like a lifetime without you, and I, you know, went from being not responsible for anybody besides myself to like sort of a step parent. So, you know, initially I resented that role at first, but like, you know, I warmed up to it. But I do appreciate, you know, the individualized attention I got. And a part of me like thinks back, it's like I don't think I would have been able to have like the traditional sibling experience everybody else did. I would have hated to share a room. So yeah. Sharing a room, trying to be diplomatic. It's like, no, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm not condescending to nothing. But yeah, because of the large age gap between us, we're really just two only children who happen to be related to each other, it feels like. Because it's hard to have, I guess, a typical brother and sister relationship when like your sister can drive you around. But you know, it works.